Back in 2018, the LEGO Group decided to relaunch the LEGO Harry Potter theme, which had been previously retired for a few years after the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 came out. Ever since then, we've been getting Hogwarts expansion sets in two different forms, the 2021 versions and the 2018 versions. In today's video, we're going to be trying to combine these two versions of the Hogwarts castle into one mega castle. If you haven't seen some of my previous videos or Instagram posts, I have done a couple different layouts doing this, and I'll put them both on the screen now. But both of these layouts do suffer from one thing, and that is a lack of space. Now, I have more space to do a better Hogwarts display. So in today's video, we're going to do that. But before we get started, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe down below for more, because our support is very much appreciated. So now, let's get started. As mentioned before, here's the space that we have to work with, which is much bigger than I've ever had before in my previous two Hogwarts layouts. This one is actually 1 foot deep by 3 feet long. It's going to go on top of this cubic shelf here, which I have had this cubic shelf for a long time, but I've always used the top of it just to display other sets. Now I think it's going to be the perfect time to utilize this for Harry Potter. And all the sets that we're going to be putting up on there are all of these Hogwarts pieces, as well as try to get some of these other Harry Potter accessories in there as well, specifically the Quidditch pitch. But this isn't actually all of it. We still have one set to build, which is the Hogwarts Polyjuice Potion Mistake, as well as we still need to get the flying lesson set, which we may be going to get later in this video, just depends on how much time I've got. But yeah, what I think we're going to start with is actually building up this Polyjuice Potion Mistake set, and then starting to kind of get a feel for the different layouts that we can do with these pieces, and then figure out what our final layout's going to be. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this set all built up. Alright, we got the Polyjuice Potion Mistake all built up now. And I really love this set. It's just such a nice expansion to Hogwarts. I really like this little window that's jutting out as well. It makes the outside look a little bit different than the rest of the buildings. And the figures in this set are also really awesome, where you can just use the Harry and Ron as Crabbe and Goyle if you like. Then you also get the cat head Hermione. So yeah, this set is definitely going to be a nice expansion for Hogwarts. But now, we actually have to leave and so I can get to school. And then after school, we might see if we can have enough time to head over to the LEGO store or maybe even Target, so we can pick up the flying lesson set. So yeah, I'll see you whenever we either get back or get to the LEGO store. So after doing a little bit of research and actually going out to stores looking for it, I did discover that the Hogwarts flying lesson is actually retired, which is kind of weird because it only came out in August of last year. So it didn't even make it a year on shelf. That's very surprising. So I guess for now we're just going to have to work with what we've got and just set up the Hogwarts layout like this. So I think what I'm going to start with now is go ahead and get some of these bigger buildings in, like the Great Hall, the Astronomy Tower, the Clock Tower, and just kind of start laying everything out and seeing how much room I've really got. Alright, we got the whole display done now. And I did end up using all of the Hogwarts pieces besides the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets, which was just way too complicated of a piece to try to integrate in. Maybe one day, but for now, it's just going to sit off to the side. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. And I don't have many figures in it right now. I'm actually going to make another video of setting up a bunch of scenes inside the castle. But starting off here, we have the 2018 Great Hall. That leads into some of the pieces of the Whomping Willow set on the front. Then the front of the Clock Tower. Then right up to the side of that we have the Whomping Willow. Then we got some more pieces of the Whomping Willow set. And then the greenhouse from the Astronomy Tower. Moving into more the inside of the castle, we've got the Room of Requirement. We have a couple figures set up in there. That's another one of those pieces that's really hard to integrate because it is supposed to be fully inside. It's not supposed to have an exterior at all. So that's one of the more difficult pieces to integrate. Then moving on from that, we've got the Clock Tower and the Hungarian Horntail on top of that. Then just another couple curved pieces, and then the Astronomy Tower in the back. I really like the formation of these three big buildings, the Great the Great Hall, the Astronomy Tower, and the Clock Tower. I just like how that kind of looks in this corner. And since those are my 3 favorite builds from this Hogwarts system, I really wanted to put them up front and frontmost. Moving on, we have the section of the newer 2021 style Hogwarts pieces. So we've got Great Hall, Chamber of Secrets, Lockhart's office, and then the girls' bathroom, and the other part of the Chamber of Secrets with the slide in it. Then we've got the Fluffy encounter set, the Fluffy room, the Harp room, and then down there is where the black vines are. I can't remember what they're called. And below that, there's the Gryffindor dormitory. I know that's not supposed to be low down, it's supposed to be higher up in the system, but that's really the only place I can get it to fit. Then we just got another tower with a roof on top of that. We have some more roofs and a little platform on top of Lockhart's office. And then just over here off to the side, we've got Grop and some of the Forbidden Forest pieces. I just thought that'd be a good filler since I do have all this extra space to use. And speaking of that, all that extra space right over here will eventually be taken up by either more Hogwarts pieces or actually Hagrid's hut, which is a set that I've got, but I haven't had a chance to build just because I had nowhere to put it in the display. But now I finally do. So yeah, that's a final look at the display. Let's go ahead and go close out the video. So yeah, overall I am very happy with the way that the Hogwarts display came out. It is kind of unfortunate that I did miss out on that first flying lesson set, but maybe I'll get it one day, who knows. It is kind of expensive right now since it did just retire. But yeah, like I mentioned in the last clip, I will be adding on to it. I will be doing a whole other video adding in figures into the castle, as well as possibly adding in the Hagrid's hut in that video as well, which will be pretty exciting. And I almost want to do base plates on the bottom of it as well. Green on the outside, gray on the inside, just to kind of give it that more complete feel. So let me know down below what you think about that. And yeah, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe down below for more awesome Lego content. Thank you all for watching. This is Rick37 signing off.